Hey guys, welcome back to Builds by Maz. In this video, I'll show you how to quickly and easily install a GFCI outlet. Let's get started. I'll be replacing two outlets in my bathroom. This one has 4 wires, and this one over here has 2 wires, so you can see both scenarios. Now in a bathroom, you can't have a regular outlet like this. It has to be a GFCI outlet, which looks like this. GFCI stands for Ground Fault Circuit Interruptor, and it adds additional protection in areas where there may be potential water exposure. So you'll also want these in your kitchen, laundry room, basement, and outside. You can easily tell these apart from standard outlets because they have a test and reset button in the middle of them, which you can see on the right side. So first thing, before doing any work, be sure to cut off your power with the circuit breaker, and bathroom outlets should be on their own dedicated circuit. So even with the power off, I always like to double check with an outlet tester just to make sure there's no current running to these outlets. You can remove your standard outlet by unscrewing it from the wall and then unscrewing the terminal screws and removing the wires. This receptacle has 4 wires coming from it, plus the neutrals. If you look in the back of the box, you can see these 2 yellow Romex wires. You want to get everything separated. So the black and white wire coming from this right Romex are on the right side, and the black and white from the left Romex are on the left side. The ground wires, which are the 2 bare copper wires, should be connected together, which I've already done with a green wire nut. Now with a GFCI outlet, it's really important that you attach all the wires to the correct screw terminals or it won't work properly. If you look at the back side, you can see that everything's labeled. This top row says line, and then you've got this sticker on the bottom side. If you take that off, you'll see that it's covering up a label that says load. So the line side is where your power is coming in. Think of line like power line. Your power is coming in from the power line to the circuit breaker into the outlet. Load is passing along power down the circuit to other outlets. So line is power coming in, and load is power going out downstream to other outlets. So with this setup, one of the yellow Romex wires will feed the line side, and that's coming from the circuit breaker. The other wire will be the load side going downstream. I know this right side is the line side because I wired this, but if you don't know, here's a way to find out. First, get all your wires spaced out so they're not near each other. Keep it organized so the black and white wire coming from the right Romex are on the right side, and the same deal with the 2 on the left side. Using one of these voltage testers, we can see which wire has current. Of course, with the power off, we're not going to get any readings. So we need to go back to the circuit breaker and flip the switch back on. And that's why you need all your wires spaced out. Now when I test again, you can see the black wire on the right side is showing current, and the left side still has nothing. The white neutral wires won't show anything, so you just need to test the black hot wires. But you can definitely tell this right side is the one carrying power. So now I know these 2 wires on the right will go to my line terminals on the outlet. Be sure to switch your power back off before moving on. Now just like with a standard outlet, the black wires will attach to the brass colored screws, and the white wires will attach on the other side to the silver screws. Then you have a green screw on the bottom, which is where the ground will attach. So I'm going to start with these 2 on the right, which remember, these are going to attach to the line side on the outlet. Just loop the exposed end of the wire underneath the screw, and then tighten it down. Then flip it over and do the same with the neutral wire. It's also good practice to wrap the wire in a clockwise direction. That will ensure a good connection when you tighten down the screw. So that's the line side covered. We've got the black here and the white up here. Now we're going to do the same thing with these 2 wires on the load side. The last thing to do is connect the ground wires to this terminal with the green screw. And as you can see, I've already connected the 2 grounds with this green wire nut, and that's made specifically for ground wires. You just cut one ground wire a few inches shorter, twist them together, and poke the longer end through the top of the wire nut. Then you have just the one connection to make on the outlet. With that in place, we can reorient the outlet upright and then screw it back into the wall. So this outlet is complete, and now we'll move on to this downstream one, which is going to be a little different because it's the end of the circuit. After removing this outlet, you can see there's just 1 black and 1 white wire coming from a single Romex. So in this situation, we're not even going to use this bottom load side because it's not passing power on anywhere downstream. So these wires are just going to be the line because they're feeding the power into the outlet. This is pretty straightforward. You just need to attach the black and white wires to the line side terminals and then attach the ground to the bottom green screw. Just make sure you have the white wire attached on the silver side and the black attached to the brass side. You can also leave this yellow sticker on so you or someone else in the future will know that the load side is not being utilized. Lastly, we can install this nylon wall plate. And note that this is a different covering than what's used with standard outlets. You can now turn your power back on. Some GFCI outlets will have this little indicator light in the bottom to let you know if it's working properly. I also double check with my outlet tester, and you want to make sure you have 2 orange lights showing. Lastly, we'll confirm that these 2 buttons work. First, I'll hit the test button, and as you can see, power cuts out. The indicator light on the outlet has also gone off. Now I hit the reset button, the outlet resets, and we've got power again. Everything's working properly, so this installation is complete. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll have links for all the products needed down below in my video description. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to catch the next home improvement project, and we'll see you next time.